Hey everybody, Steve Simonson with Parsimony.com. Today we're going to talk about how to quickly enter an item. So this is entering an item in the Parsimony.com ERP system. So if you come into your main screen and you see the icons, you'll notice that there's an item icon here. Remember, for everybody's benefit, that you can set your desktop icons here and it'll show you all the different modules and functions. It depends if you have access to those, but it will show the icons if you have access to them, or even if you don't, it'll show them, and when you click on them, it'll either let you in or it won't, based on your individual permissions. In this case, we're looking for item. If we didn't see the item, we could just enter it in the awesome search up here, and we would just say item list, or we could have directly selected the new item, which was also in the pull down. And here we see the list of items in this demo account. We're going to click on new, item code. I'm going to call it test item. Name is test item. We'll say brown. Item group. We'll say consumable. The default unit of measure is NOS, which means numbers, but if that's not something you're accustomed to, you can set up your own units of measure. In this case, we already have set up the unit of measure of each, so we're selling these by each individual unit. It's not different than NOS, which means numbers, but it's a nomenclature issue. Sometimes between different countries there are different units of measure. So you can make your own custom unit of measure. And then you decide if this is an item that you need to maintain stock on and have a standard selling rate. In this case, we're not going to maintain stock, but we're going to set the standard price at $100. This particular company uses US dollars. Whatever your base currency is what this will default to. So we can see the test item brown is enabled. It's in the consumer group, test items. We also have a couple service items as well. And when you come in after clicking that item, you can see any item history, which it was just created, so not a lot of history there. You can see the item price, which we just set. And then you can see any of these types of functions related to this item. It's a bill of materials if you're doing manufacturing, bundling it with another product, doing quotations for a customer, sales orders, any kind of deliveries, and then ultimately invoicing, which is when you recognize revenue. So fundamentally, this item's in here. You can come in and add the brand of the item, all the descriptions. Again, you can decide the units of measure and if there's any conversions. You can define variations. You can define purchase details related to, how much lead time, default cost, so that you can understand your margin, and any of your supplier details that may exist. We are not setting up a supplier at this moment. Any foreign trade, so you can enter any tariffs or HTCs, sales details, customer details if you have any that have already purchased that item would show you details of those customers. And then any item taxes, any inspection criteria. You could say before purchase, we want an inspection, or before delivery we want an inspection. And then you can enter the criteria that you want to put in for that delivery so that your inspector knows what to inspect. And then finally, do you want to show this on your website? And if you do, what route does it look like? What group is it in? Does it have a slideshow? Does it have images? And of course, what are the website specifications? In this case, we're not going to show it on the website, so all those options just disappear. And then publishing in the hub. The hub is for ERP users worldwide. They can publish their items at no cost. In this case, we're not going to do that. And fundamentally, we're done. We've reviewed everything. We've added everything. We're going to click Save, and that item is in the system. I hope you enjoyed this. This is Steve Simonson, everybody. Parsimony.com. You want to know more about full ERP? This is the place to go.